Hello everyone, it's Speedy696 back here, and I'm going to actually start a how-to programming on the Ti-84 Plus Silver Edition calculator. I just picked the Silver Edition, it was just what came up on this emulator, which is TI SmartView, and I have a real version here. It's not stolen, which is kind of cool. I got it from one of my teachers. Our school has them. So, I'm just going to start today with like the basics of opening and closing a program that will just display things. So I'll make many more until you can make your own program all by yourself and make it do cool things. So here first, obviously your program button. I don't have any. This is a new. So you go over to here, or new, enter, and on the side here it should say key press history. This is just kind of what I did, so if you ever want to just not listen to me talk and drone on, you can just watch this and follow it. But I'm just going to name this AAA, which is what I always use for default things. So, you start here. This is your program. This is one line. Those dots mean the start of a new line if you've never programmed before. So the first thing you do to make it display something is go to Program. You go over to I/O here by clicking the right arrow key, down to 3. You can either click 3 or click yourself down to Display. So this display will display whatever on your screen at the top or underneath the last line. Now, if you wanted to make it so it was at the very top, you'd have to do a clear home, and I'll show you that in a second. But so displaying things, you have to always start with alpha and the little parentheses, open parentheses here. And this just shows that it's a script and not a variable. If you just did like A here, by putting in A, it would show whatever you had stored in A from before. Like if you watch the quadratic formula program, I stored things in A, B, C, and stuff. So I'll show you that later also if you didn't catch that. But so, go back. Here we go. Oh gosh, my bad. Alpha. There. So now you can put in any text you want, and then, so, like gosh, my bad. I'm not good at this emulator at the moment. AAA. And a quicker way, if you're going to type like a long sentence, is second alpha, because then you can just click, 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 and it'll keep all doing letters instead of having to click alpha every time. So AAA, and then close parentheses that shows that it's done. Now, to start on a second line, to save space without showing, like, going down here, making a display again, you can, go up here, and, oh, my bad, hit one too many. Second insert, which is delete, also allows you to put a new line in. But, if you go up here, and you put a comma, this says it's going to the next line in a row. It's pretty simple. You just start the next one, so it pretty much just leaves out. You don't have to display again or go to the next line. So, display high. Okay, so here I'll quickly show you again how to store in variables, because they're pretty simple. Now you take like a number, whatever you want to put in there, let's say 23, store, which is the STO button down here, and then pick your variable. So I'm just going to do A, because then here, if I display A, which is with alpha A, it'll show that 23 or whatever number I have in there. And with that number, like if you ever have someone prompted or want them to plug in something, you just do like A plus 1 store A, and this will allow you can make counters using this if you use labels, which I'll get into in another video. But this pretty much just shows you that the basic of programming, which is the original display. Now, so you go to Programs, go to EXE, and hit Enter, and it'll bring you to this. You hit Enter to run the program, show AAA, high, A plus 1, which was 24, will now go to 24. So one thing you will notice is, like strings, which is letters and stuff, all over here on the left, numbers all on the right. So sometimes if you're programming, you want those on the same line. So another way, go back to edit here, to make things display, is if you put a output. Now outputs can get a bit confusing, but if I'm going with displays, gotta mention them because they're just another way to display. So output is the I/O at 6. Now, this number right here, the first one you put in, is what line on the screen you want to have. So it'll say like program AAA, something something something, and then where you'd want this to like based on what I have right here. So right now I'm actually going to add a clear home. Now the clear home is in the IO down toward the bottom. It's number 8. So this just completely clears your main screen that you're looking at, and so it doesn't have to rewrite over stuff over and over again. You'll see, like, it'll pretty much just write over the program AAA at the beginning, because then everything happens after that. Now, you go down, so output, I'm going to put it at 3, because it's going to go AAA high, and then the third line will be where I want the A comma 1, so it's the first one on the side of the screen. So this is how many rows down, this is how many points in deep that it will be. And then you just do like a normal display, and we'll just pick some random things. Sorry if I don't use the coolest things to put in here. I'm just showing the simplicity of it, how it works. So we go out, try it again. So now we'll see all this will get cleared with the clear home. So we run it, AAA, high, LOL. So now you can see that the LOL and the 24 are on the same line. So if like you're doing a game where you want to show someone's health, sometimes you want that on the same line so it's easier to find. You can use the inputs and that'll allow you to see where it is better. Now I forgot to start my timer. I don't know if EasyVid still does the thing, so if it gets cut off, I'll go back and kind of edit it to make it work. But we'll go with the next step of programming. So now we have it, so it displays a bunch of stuff. But now I don't want it to have the original ones, the AA and the high, at the same time as the LOLA. So we're going to add a pause. Now pause is just program, and it goes all the way down to 8. So I'm just going to click 8, you don't have to see it, and it's pause. Now what pause does is it just completely pauses your program until someone hits the enter button. So like if you have a big long text, like line of script on your screen, that allows you to show things, you want that pause in there so that people can read it the whole way through without it just skipping through. So this will pause it before there. I could add another clear home, but I'm not going to, just show that it's not like anything special else that I did. And I'll show you that when I go out in a second of this. But another thing I wanted to mention is when you do displays, they can only be like as long as your screen. So I think it's 14 if I remember right. But pretty much, general rule of thumb, if you just type in a bunch of crap here, one second. As long as the string that you type in, if you have the parentheses here, so if it looks like this, as long as these parentheses, the bottom one down here doesn't go past the top one, then you're okay. Like if this was 2 more, that's too far. The G and possibly the C are going to get cut off. I don't remember. I think it's 14. Go 12 to be safe as those things. But then clear can clear a whole entire line of script. Delete deletes one thing. And if you want to delete like a line, if I had an extra line here, I just want to delete it, you hit delete and it deletes the one below it. So be careful if you're messing around and you hit delete and clear, because you can delete important lines of scripts. But so now I'll go out, run this program again. AAA, high, and then hit enter. LOL. So that's your pause, your display, and then your output's a bit more advanced, but I thought I'd throw it in there because it is part of programming just with the displays. So that's my first one. I'll make a lot more, try to go through as many of those things as I can. I can teach anyone, I think, almost everything to do on these calculators. I'm fairly good with them, and I thank you for watching. Bye!